In a recent video, I built this Telecaster style guitar using a do-it-yourself guitar kit. And even though it came out pretty darn nice, it does have a few little issues. One of them being the action on the strings. I don't know if you could see that. We're at about 6.5 millimeters at the 12th fret. Now the problem is, if you could see the saddles back here, they're all the way down and the strings are still real high. So the problem is the neck needs to be up higher in the pocket in order for me to adjust the strings down anymore. So that's what we're doing today. Now this is my real Fender Telecaster right here, and I did get some comments in the video when I showed this last time that, hey, your control plate is on backwards. Well, to most Telecasters that is correct, but on this particular model, when I bought it, it was a special edition deluxe ash Telecaster, and the control plate is this way. Usually the three-way switch is on top on most Telecasters. This one is switched. I just got used to using that. I kind of like it better because when you're playing, your volume is right here. So that's why I switched the plate on this one to make it just like that one, because that's how I'm used to it. And I kind of like the plate backwards because it puts the volume right at your fingers right here. One other thing I wanted to mention, because I had a few questions on that too. These lines here, I cut these lines in with a razor knife, and then, or these gouges, however I mentioned it in the last video, and then I darkened them in with the soldering iron and kind of put a couple little extra little designs and lines here and there down here. And to see the rest of the customizing on this guitar and how I did it, make sure you watch the video of how I built this guitar, and I'll leave a link to it down there in the description. Now if you look at my Telecaster over here, you can see, well, let me see if I can lift it up here. It's kind of hard one-handed while I'm holding the string, so that's not going to work. Anyway, right here, the action's about 3.5 millimeters right here at the 12th fret, which is pretty comfortable for me to play. And if you look back here at the saddles, I still have quite a bit of room to drop those down even farther if I wanted to. This one, on the other hand, you can see the saddles are all the way down and the action is still pretty high right here at the 12th fret. So what I'm going to have to do is take the strings off, take the neck off, and shim up the neck to bring the neck up a little higher so I can adjust these saddles down a little more. And what I'm also going to do, someone mentioned it also in one of the comments, because I said I didn't really want too much stuff, too many things shiny on the guitar. Someone mentioned, oh, the pick guard, you should have scuffed it up. I was going to do that, but I was kind of in a hurry to get the thing together. So since I'm going to have the neck and strings all off, I'm going to distress this pick guard to make it look more rustic looking to match the guitar once I get everything off. Let's get it going. Well, I have the shiny pick guard taken off the guitar. What I'm going to do now is take the orbital sander with some 220 grit sandpaper and see if we can scuff the shine off of this thing. Messy. That looks pretty good. No shine. I think that's going to add a nice effect to the rustic looking Telecaster. Awesome. Well, I have the neck off and the pick guard off, and what I have here are these neck shims that I bought online. They're thin plastic, and this is 1 degree, there's a 0.5 degree and a 0.25 degree angle, and if you look at it this way, It's like a little wedge, and if need be, you can stack them on top of each other. So what I guess I'm going to do first of all is try the biggest one, which is the 1 degree, in the pocket here, like that. Put the neck on and see how it works. Well, I see I'm going to have another challenge here, because this little wedge or shim doesn't fit exactly perfect in my little neck pocket there. Kind of hangs out a little bit in the front, and it's not kind of squared in the back. So I will have to trim this down to make it fit perfectly before I put the neck on. Well, the one good thing about these little plastic shims is you can trim them with a pair of scissors, and I just took a little fine sandpaper and went around, and it looks like it fits in there. It's not perfect, but it'll work. And when you trim it, it's kind of black on the side. I mean, it's covered, it's black plastic covered with this tan coating. So it is black, it'll blend in. So there's the 1 degree shim right there. I'm going to put the neck on and see what happens. That's what it looks like with the 1 degree shim installed right there. It looks pretty good. I mean, it's not that noticeable. What I wanted to do is just to be able to play good. I don't really care what it looks like right there. Still looks good. Now we'll have to string it all back up, put it all back together, and see how I can set the action on it and see how it works. If worse comes to worse, I might have to add another shim to this if I need to. Well, let's see how it works. To test this out, I did put the low E string on the guitar. I left the saddles all the way down like they were when I started this process. I got my 1 degree shim under the neck right there, and I'm looking at the string as it goes down, and it starts tapering down, and it's actually touching the frets right here, so that may give me enough room if I lift the saddles up a little bit like so. It might set the action pretty much the way I like it. So I'm going to continue putting the strings on, and then I'm going to tune it up, and we're going to see if that fixed the problem. Looks like that 1 degree neck shim took care of the problem. Let me give you a closer look. Excuse the sound of the air conditioner back there making some racket, but if you can remember when I first showed you the bridge before I started this, the saddles were laying all the way down onto the bridge plate. Now, as you see, I have plenty of room to actually bring the strings down even more, and my strings were about almost 6 millimeters high on the 12th fret. Right now they're just a little over 3 high on the 12th fret, which is a whole lot better than it was. To get it down any lower than that, I may need to adjust the truss rod a little bit, but for right now this is a lot better, and it's very, very playable for me. So let's take another look at the bridge, at the saddles. Plenty of room. I also took the shine off of the pick guard, kind of made it a flat black almost look by just sanding this off with 220 grit sandpaper with my orbital sander, and then I sanded it down with about some 600 grit by hand, so it looks pretty good, a lot better without it being shiny. It looks a lot better with the matte finish. One more look at the bridge. Looks real good just from adding that little shim under the neck, which was a 1 degree shim. Worked out great. this video, please give it a thumbs up and tell me what you think about using that shim on that neck. Pretty cool, huh? If you like it, tell me what you think down there in the comments. If you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Just click that little button down there in the corner and subscribe. And turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you would like to get one of these really cool cigar box guitar t-shirts that I design, I'll leave a link in the description. My name's Michael, and I'll see you in the next one.